Hey guys, today for reading, you're going to go right here to reading activity, and then you're going to click, and you're going to go to the Scholastic website. As I like to say, wait for it. There it comes. And you're going to read this article. You don't have to log in, you don't have to subscribe or anything. The article should just come up right here, and you're going to read Chaos at the U.S. Capitol. Now, this is based on what happened last week. So the article was written the next day. Let's see, January 8th, and today is going to be January 12th. So it was a few days ago. So if it says things like yesterday or whatever, that would have been in reference to January 7th. Okay. But anyway, this is a big deal. People breaking into our U.S. Capitol building that actually hasn't happened since the British soldiers broke into the Capitol in the War of 1812, which was, well, think about how long ago that was, 1812, over 200 years ago. First time anybody has broken into the U.S. Capitol building, okay? A lot of people call that one right here the White House, but this is actually the U.S. Capitol. The White House is the house the president lives in and stays in. All right, so I want you to read this article about chaos at the Capitol. Hopefully you know what chaos means, kind of like crazy, out of control, right? And learn a little bit. This is a big moment in history. Guys, this will be something that'll be in social studies books years from now. Just like we read about history, people will be reading about this history because this is such a big deal. And you're alive during this history. You're a primary source right now, right? Also, the pandemic going on, that's going to be something that's talked about in history. So you're living in a time this year, 2020, and now moving into 2021. You're living in a time that's going to have a lot of history written about it, and people are going to be talking about it for years and years to come. All right. All right. So anyway, read this article, and then down here at the bottom, there's a couple questions I'm going to want you to answer in your notebook. Okay. It says, number 2. What do you think Vice President Pence meant when he said, violence never wins, freedom wins? So I want you to think in your own words, what do you think he means when he says that? And then it says, members of Congress worked together, even though many of them disagree on big topics. Why is it important to be able to work with people even when you have differences? Okay, so I want you to think about why that's important. You might even also think about which of our habits does that refer to? Working with people even when you have differences. Okay, that's why we do that a lot in school. That's an important life skill. See, we do it in school. Sometimes you have to work with people in groups you may not agree with. Well, even some of the most important people in our country at Congress, working with the president and other congressmen and senators, they still have to work on that even in their job, working with people you don't agree with. All right, so I want you to think about why is that important. All right, so that is going to be your reading for today. Answer those 2 questions in your notebook and be ready to share them when we meet later.